I already shuffled the cards really well, but I'm just going to shuffle some more while I tell you this part of the story, okay? So, allegedly, supposedly, reportedly, there's a woman that works in the Catalina Foothills area where Miss Nancy's house is located. She works as a caregiver, and she was leaving work late at night, the other night, and she was driving down the street in front of Miss Nancy's house. I don't know if she was going slowly or if she was doing anything extra more than just driving home, but she got pulled over by the sheriff's department, right, the deputies, and they asked her what she's doing in that neighborhood, and she said, I work here as a caregiver and I was going home, this is the route I take. And so they told her, maybe you want to start taking a different route. So she went by there the next night. And I think that's why Alex went back even after he was arrested, because they never told him he couldn't be there. They arrested him at home for supposedly throwing pee in public, which he didn't do, right? So that's why he's, I'm going back. They didn't say I can't go there. And so then they arrested him. And so I think that's why the lady went back that way. It's like, this is my route. Who are they to tell me that I can't go this route? And so they told her that she would be cited if she drove that route again. Are you kidding me? You can't drive a specific route because it goes in front of this lady's house? How much power does this one family have? The Guthries I'm talking about. Because you know I suspect they're all involved. Just my opinion, suspect. Tarot, Lenormand, and Oracle is for entertainment purposes only. Alright? None of this is facts. This is just me speculating. Lack of information leads to speculation. So cards are shuffled. Let me cut the deck. And we're going to ask the question. Is the family the ones that's behind this edict that you can't even drive down the street? You need to find a different route. Now, keep in mind, maybe this story turns out to be untrue. Because I didn't see the lady do any interviews. This is what the true crimers are reporting, and usually they report correct stuff, you know. Is this true? We already read on the last video about the lights on in the house, and the Queen of Cups came up, which is Annie, and so I really wholeheartedly believe that it was Annie. Oh, let me show you what we don't know, what we don't see coming. I believe that it was her that was at the house when the lights were on. Maybe she and Tommaso are living there now, but none of the cards that show Tommaso came up, just the one that showed Annie. And I think when we pulled Lenormand, we also got a card that talked about the occult and stuff, right? They say Annie's into that stuff. So the Five of Cups, loss, grief, regret, mourning, sorrow. That came up in the last read too when we were reading about who was in that house. We want to know if the family did this. Illusion, intuition, mystery, premonitions, the moon. Okay. I really feel like Annie has psychic abilities. That's why I always give her anything to do with psychic. Three of Pentacles. If the family did it, they all three did it in conjunction. The son and the two daughters. The lady's son and the two daughters. That's collaboration, working together. Ace of Pentacles, prosperity, opportunity, abundance. Aces usually mean yes, but I'm still not... Six of Cups, I think, yeah. Every time I see the Six of Cups, I think about them being young and their dad, you know, passing away suddenly. I think Savannah was 15 and it was about 18, so Cameron had to be 19. Very formative years, you know, as late teenagers. And I feel like every time I see this, it's about them. I think it's them. And then the Three of Cups, again another three, celebration, friendship, community. So now Da Juice asked the question, but I think he was just like talking out loud because he really believes that Miss Nancy is unalive. And he said, did they bring Miss Nancy back? Is she the one at the house? Da, da, da. I've always thought that why they're trying to move people out of there is because they want to bring Miss Nancy back. Me personally, I've thought that. They who? The family. Because I think they have her. I think they were just doing this thing like, yeah, we're going to get her and stash her away somewhere safe because she can't live by herself anymore. And we're just going to pull this thing saying it was a kidnapping so that we can financially benefit from it. That's the shortcut answer to what I'm thinking, okay? Again, what? Tarot, Lenormand, which is Oracle, and Oracle cards are just for entertainment purposes only. They cannot predict the future. They can't tell you anything is fact. And if any card reader or psychic tell you that something is fact, question it, okay? Question it. So the next question that I want to ask is Miss Nancy back? Shh. I have this door open and Jada's fan is loud, so I don't know if you guys can hear that. So I moved the chair from there and I'm using that chair here today. It's more comfy than the other chair. No, I'm using the same chair. I just put the chair there out of the way because it didn't look so good over there. You guys can see my shorts light. I hope hopefully you can see that chair with the pillow. I'm trying to like see what all you can see in the background. Outside is too hot. And Jada's not back from the gym yet, so I can quickly read for you guys. So is Miss Nancy back? Is she back? Is she back? 5 cards. Should I do 10? Let's do 10. That's the signifier. That's the challenge. That's the foundation. You know, my friend Julie told me, like, even if I don't move the cards and get one and I pull one by mistake off the top, you'll never pull the wrong cards. The cards that's supposed to come are the cards that are going to come regardless of what you do. We have no control over what comes up, right? Yeah. I like that I face them down. Most card readers will face their cards up. I face them down so I don't develop any ideas after what I think the story is until I start to unfold it one at a time. I did do a read that my son asked me to do on a job that he applied for. If I can find that footage, I will edit that video and post it. Okay? Then what we don't see coming. What we don't see coming. Okay, so the signifier is what brought us to ask the question. If you've been with me for any length of time, you know that we got this card a lot in the beginning when we started to read on Miss Nancy, and I didn't know what it meant, and I would ask other card readers what it meant, and they wouldn't answer, and people in their comment section would say, well, what position did it come in? Whatever. It came as the frigging signifier. 7 of Cups. Illusions, delusions, many choices. This has all been an illusion, what they've tried to pull on us, okay? The challenge is the 9 of Pentacles, self-sufficiency, luxury, plenty. This is about abundance. That's the challenge. That's the challenge. The foundation is the 7 of Swords, deception, fraud, sneakiness, theft. I feel like there's a lot of people involved in this thing. I see more and more people doing video asking if the porch dude is a girl, but they don't suspect that it's S. S. That's the sign language for S. 8 of Cups in the past, walking away, withdrawal, abandonment. Who walked away? Miss Nancy didn't walk away. She probably got rolled away on a hand truck. 3 of Swords. This is the overarching energy. Ooh, this one's no bueno. Heartbreak, sorrow, loss, betrayal, grief. This is the overarching energy. Did she die? The Lovers, partnership, harmony, choices, desire. This is, oh, that was the overarching energy. This is the immediate future. Who is the partnership? Is that A and T? Is that A and T? Is that S and A? Right? The 2 sisters? 9 of Wands. This is the internal resilience, persistence, boundaries, weary. Who's weary? I feel like Annie and Tommaso are weary. 5 of Swords. This is externally conflict, defeat, dishonor, competition. Like if C is involved in this, it's going to bring a lot of dishonor on his record. Hopes and fears. All 3 of them are working together. And then the 7 of Wands, perseverance, defense, standing strong. That's the outcome. Does it tell us if they brought back Miss Nancy though? 8 of Wands, speed, momentum, progress, swift. Whatever's happening is going to happen swiftly. So let's pull 3 Lenormand. This is shuffled. I just have to cut it. I need to figure out a question for the gush. Let's cut the deck because this was already shuffled. So we got the cross, which is a burden to bear. The Three of Swords, stabbed in the heart, right? We got the heart. Did her heart stop? You know I'm still leaving room that she could have passed. But in my heart, I still feel like she's alive. The bear, protection. This is about C, the sun. He's protecting her still. Unless the cross and the Three of Swords mean that she's gone. Okay? We leave room for that. We leave room for that, although I don't want it to be like that. Alright, for the gush, what do we want to ask for the gush? What are we going to ask for the gush? I'm going to ask, I think I want to keep it in the same vein of what we've been asking. Jada just came in. You guys probably saw her behind me. I was taping a video and Joe came home and I didn't even hear the truck. I didn't see him come in. I didn't see Joshua let him in. Nothing. The other day. Jada? So I wanted to ask you if you could come up with a question for me to ask. So I want to ask if you could come up with a question for me to ask for my gush. So I don't know if I told you that some lady works in that area where Miss Nancy lives, and she was going home from work. She's a caregiver. Police pulls her over to ask her what she's doing in that neighborhood. I don't know if she was driving by slowly. And she said, I work in the neighborhood. I just got off work, caregiving, whatever. And they're like, maybe you want to find a different route home. So she went back the next night like, ain't nobody going to tell me what street to drive on. And so they told her next time she'll be cited, which is a misdemeanor. So I already asked the question, is the family behind that? And then I asked, did they bring Miss Nancy back to the house? Because there's lights on at the house. 2 nights in a row, people went by and saw that. So what should I ask as a third question for the gush?
Are they going to get in trouble for this nonsense?
All right. See, that's why I like when Jada and Joe gets involved, because their brain is sharp. Jada, do you want me to read on your business idea?
Sure.
I might not do that public. She has a business idea. I'm not going to do that public because I don't want anybody to run with her idea. Anyways, is the family going to get in trouble for all this mess that they're doing? That we suspect they're doing. We don't know. They could be innocent. I'll be the first one to come back and say, oh crap, I was so wrong. I feel like crap for believing that they did it. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I still hope it's not them. But Jada is adamant that it's them. So we're going to ask the question, are they going to get in trouble with the law? With the law. You know, Australian people say L-O-R-E. I don't think that's for law though. That's for something else. Is that like folklore? Okay. Oh. Well, we don't see coming. We don't ever do the under for Lenormand, but for Tarot. 9 of Wands. Resilience, persistence, boundaries, weary. You notice the same cards are coming up like if I didn't shuffle the deck. The Emperor. This is the Sheriff. Maybe he'll get in trouble. The Emperor is the Sheriff. We gave that to him. The love. Girl. Hold on. A&T. 5 of Wands, conflict, competition, rivalry, strife. The Knight of Pentacles, practical, reliable, hardworking. Who's that? Who's that? Is that the FBI working hard on this thingy? The Ace of Swords, new ideas, success, new beginnings. This usually means yes, but I don't know why I feel like this feels like they move on and nothing happens to them. Intuitively, instinctively, I feel that. Let's pull cards on the Knight of Pentacles. Let's see who this is. Who this? Who is this? PNS. The Knight of Pentacles is not a man. The Knight of Pentacles is not a man. It's a woman. They have a heavy cross to bear. It's a woman. And the anchor keeps you stuck or keep you safe. Which one do you think for this read? When Jada asked the question, will they get in trouble? Will they stay stuck in this limbo that they're in if they did it? Or will this keep them safe from all hurt, harm, and danger? But the Knight of Pentacles is a woman. I think for this one, I'm going to say the sheriff probably will get in some trouble because he's the emperor. He had something to do with the lovers, which I believe is A&T. And there is some infighting going on. So there's a great possibility of them getting busted. But I feel like the sheriff will be busted first before the family gets busted. We're going to read on this again in the future because energies change constantly. All right? So that's it for today, guys. I hope you like the setup. Out there too hot, too bright. But I feel good with this. When I edit, I'm going to see what all we see in the background. I like what you see on the wall. These are all gifts from people, you know. The dragonfly that's made from metal is from a good friend, Nancy. And from the time she got sick, I've not been able to put gas in the car to go see her. The butterfly is from, Lord, I forget who. I think the lady across the street, Anne-Marie, my friend. Map of Belize, that's an award that Joe got when he used to go to this church. I made this pillow. Can you see the pillow? Using macrame scraps. See, that's the back of the pillow. Macrame scraps. Put that there. Yeah, I think I'm liking my little setup in the middle of the room right here. Okay, I'm gonna leave the setup like this today. I don't break the table down, but I usually unplug the lights. But I'm gonna leave everything plugged in because I'm gonna go watch the guys and see what all they're coming up with. Because usually when they say, oh, we heard so and so happen, that's when I'll formulate a question and I can come back and ask the question. I love doing this so much, guys. All right, I got stuff to go edit for all my other channels, plus this. See you in the next one. Bye.